Hello, this reading, or this figuring out the lie, is going to be about Lars Mittank, missing in Bulgaria, July 8, 2014. Got into a altercation at a bar a few days before this, got knocked in the air, and wasn't able to fly back home on his arranged flight. When he got clearance to fly, allegedly, he ran out of the airport into the woods and came up missing. So, the lie is the Nine of Pentacles, the miser. Why is it being kept from us? Why is the lie being kept from us? The Death card. When/if will the truth come out? September, possibly 23rd. Bonfire, s'mores. Okay. Why is it being kept from us? What does this say? I've never read the actual thing. Interesting. Okay. So, the Nine of Pentacles in this deck is an individual who has amassed a great fortune for themselves without intention of sharing with others. Whether a true miser hoarding their gold and living in squalor, or a wealthy young noble who only seeks pleasure and self-indulgence, self-absorbed, speaking of both. So, to have the ear here, this tells me this has nothing to do with his ear. It might in a roundabout way, but that wasn't the cause. He didn't get hit and get brain damage or confused or dizzy or lost memory or vertigo. He might have gotten those things, but he was in danger. And this has to do with money, with the Nine of Pentacles in the ear here. So the lie is the Nine of Pentacles. What we're told is somebody upright. Oh, hold on. I'm not done reading the Nine of Pentacles. Represents false or unusable wealth, where material possessions and financial gain ultimately prove meaningless. The potential pitfalls of greed and selfishness and need for balance and perspective in one's approach to wealth. So somebody was money hungry. Now, it's coming out in the Nine of Pentacles because that's what we were told. Nine of Pentacles, comfort, security, and abundance. That he was made to feel safe, he was made to feel secure, and he wasn't getting car salesman treatment. But that's not so. So, it would be the Nine of Pentacles in reverse because it's a lie. And the Nine of Pentacles in reverse speaks of a sudden fortune may appear, or someone attains an important goal. I do believe he was being either fleeced, stalked, hounded. So let's see, who is this miser? Is it young or older person? What it seems like to me is it's somebody of prominence in this region, a politician, a businessman, a CEO, a business owner, but somebody of prominence, their child. That's what it seems. Who is this heir? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Who is the heir? Lars. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I'll take the top and bottom. Black hair and a beauty mark. I'm thinking, could this be a woman? Because I know when his friends were leaving, he had met somebody, I think, and was hanging out with her. So we thought he was okay. Could she have set him up for this? The ear, dreadful. Existential dread, lifetime member, abominable, frightful, and grim. That's this person, but also they're part of a cult, clan, clique, gang, mafia, something. And something about a labyrinth. Is there a labyrinth in this area where he went missing? This guy's in a church. Or outside a church. Let me read the ear. Which is kind of ironic. The ear. He had an ear problem in the ear. It's telling me to go over here. Hold on 1 second. What is this? What do we need to know about this? This is calling. So somebody knew he had money falling out of his pockets, or that there was money, and that's why he called his mother, canceled the credit cards, get me out of here, somebody's chasing me, pacing the hotel hallways, looking out the windows, like very anxious, scared. Alright, let's see. What is the ear? It says, a crown sits on a pedestal, full of waiting potential. Years of preparing for a role have led to this moment. The crown is power, it is fulfillment, but it is also a responsibility that will affect every part of the heir's future. The heir has known that this day will come, and yet it feels like a lifetime of learning could never have prepared them for stepping into this role. The weight of expectation is a heavy mantle, but there's no turning back now. The end of every journey signals the beginning of a new one. Right initiation, I'm getting right initiation, like this is their way of getting into whatever this coven, cult, clan thing is. The end of every journey signals the beginning of a new one, and it's natural to still feel uncertain about this new path in front of you. You may be hesitating, but trust that you've already laid the groundwork to make this opportunity the most beneficial that it can be. The rewards that will come are worth this moment of uncertainty. Existential dread. Now I'm going to read it in reverse because it's part of the lie. So not getting the crown, not inheriting anything, not making the cut. You're not ready to accept the fact that you've reached the end of one journey. The beginning of the next is strange and unfamiliar to you. Looking forward feels empty, as though you're not yet ready to let go of the past. What is missing? It may be time to tie up some loose ends before moving forward. Money, 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 money. This is all about money. Okay, give me... So the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Give me a couple more meanings. If it was in the upright, speaks of grit, a hard worker. But in the reverse, workaholism, jealousy, envy, financial setbacks. Tell me something about this person. I think it's a kid. And I was just asking that in my head. I'm trying to find out, are they older or younger? And I think it's a child. And then I just noticed this. So he goes to see, the last person he talks to that we know of is this doctor. An heir, fun-sized nuggets, a kid, immature, fun-shaped nuggets, playful, fanciful, and imaginative. Let me go here. This is going to be odd, but let's see what we get. Tell me about this person and what was his problem with Lars. So someone not single, not independent, not wealthy, not accepting that they're single, lying that they're single, lying that they're wealthy, lying that they're independent. Lars, what about this heir, this immature person? A dancer? Greatest dancer? Enter a dance contest, slow dance, create a new dance, aerobic dance. A dancer? Black hair. So maybe he was dancing with this girl at the club and she has a boyfriend who might be important in this community. The heir of somebody of prominence. Alright, the lie is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Let me get some stickers. Lars, tell me about this greedy, immature person. Tell me about this greedy, immature person. The Tower. Lie by the cow. The cow jumped over the moon. A lantern, clarity, guidance, and inner knowing. The sun. Vitality, creativity, and development. I don't know what that thing's called. Bakery. Is there something about a bakery? A bakery owner? What does this say? It's upside down. You're on your own, and you always have been. A rose, which is faith, beauty, beginnings. Sailor, beware. So I'm going back to that girl thing. Look at this. Spider. What is spider? Growth, mastery, creativity. And also black hair. There might have been a girl that I know there was a girl. I'm going back to the girl thing. That's where I am. I'm leaving that there. A lie. Something to do with that girl. Not saying she's involved. Not saying she's not. But I keep getting her. Heavy. Alright. In his original reading I did and right now. So why is the truth being kept from us? Because of someone's transformation, because of somebody's passing, because of... And what I'm getting is... two things. They held on to him for a while, and... Sorry to say this, but they benefited from a lot of his parts. Lars, why is the truth being kept from us? What happened here? Road. From a house to a cemetery? So did he get buried in somebody else's grave? That beep said yes. Did he get... Did different parts get buried in different places? Another beep. Why is the truth being kept from us? Death in reverse. It's telling me to go here. Why is the truth being kept from us? Look at that. San Marte. So, who is this? It's that girl. And she probably has black hair and a beauty mark. Maybe a nose ring. Probably a makeup influencer right now. Probably a Scorpio. This is the lady who thinks she's more important than mostly everybody. The lady, but it says right there she's toxic. Grace. Now look at, he's pretty much dead and bandaged, and she's skeletal. She's got the rose in the hair. Roses on her dress. All roads lead to her. The lady, Grace. The lady perishes as she steps all along the royal street. Streetwalker? Improving her gait all along the main street. Not just a significator card, much more. She's walking down the street like a queen, like royalty, spreading grace. Elegance and dignity. Cut the drama, cut the theatrics, handle the situation with grace and dignity, or could be a show-off. Think she's better than us. The lady, excuse me, someone who is showing off, handle issues with grace, a woman, a wife, and a mother. She could be Someone that sets men up. Someone that sets men up. Yes. I said that right. Okay. Let's get a card for this. Tell me about this lady. Tell me about this lady. Why is the truth being kept from us? Ooh, look at that. Look at friggin' that. Look at this. And she's got a crown, right? She does. This is like, I've never seen the movie Get Out, but this is like bringing food back to the prey. Bringing, you know? And she's got a lot of costumes. Might be some kind of role play going on here. Yeah, catching flies, catching wealthy tourists. That person kind of I think has nail polish on. Why is the truth being kept from us? Because, so this ear might be a younger woman, a younger man. But daddy or mommy has money. And they live a very different lifestyle. The death in reverse. I wanted me to go here too. Tell me about this lady. Look at fucking this. So she plays in their psyche. She implants stories and wishes and hopes and dreams, calling them out. They might find a tooth of his or a skull eventually. So the nerves, the body, the skeletal, the psyche, personal truth, core essence, and integration. And that's what I'm getting, integration. Oh, this, okay, I've never gotten this. Wow. Somebody may pass away and they find one of Lars's organs or body parts in this person. Okay, that friggin' just jumped out. Okay, Lars. Why is the truth being kept from us? Tell us about the lie. Irish. Could be somebody that's already been interviewed. The ailing person, deathbed, cancer, last words, last will and testament, pain, mourning, dementia, funeral, medical treatment, last rites, near-death experience, priest, family gathered, confession. They might find his body parts in somebody else. Sorry to say that. Don't mean to be crude. Interview, press conference, journalist, gotcha question, fake news, investigative journalist, live, interrogation, news channel, job application, prosecutor, celebrity, paparazzi, portrait. Why is the lie being kept from us? They might have already interviewed somebody who has more to do with this than they think, or more knowledge about this than they think. I do think this woman is involved. I do think Unfortunately, being the Balkans, they have a bad reputation of organ harvesting. So it feels like kind of a 2-for-1. Money and other things. Lars, tell me why the truth is being kept from us, please. Why is the truth being kept from us? Deck in reverse. Avoiding change, depression, stagnation, and old habits. Why is the truth being kept from us? I just heard because there's zombies. Zombies. After seeing that sticker. Something about zombies. Okay. One more. So the letter C. Look at this. So did he get a shot or bit or infected with something that made him unhinged and go crazy or drugged? But you go run, but we know where you're going to run. We're going to pick you up, and I don't know what happened after that exactly. Free drink. Free drink. Drugged. Witchcraft. Baseball cap. Sydney, Australia. Trafficking, shipping containers, human trafficking, shipping containers, or something about where he was, somewhere around near the downtown area. Frankenstein with a scar, but a windmill burning in the back. Fire, power, passion, creativity. Creativity has come up 3 times. So whoever this woman is creative about luring these men or people in. Okay, let me go to when/if. Lars, when/if will the truth come out? When/if will the truth come out? 7 of Swords. Kanagawa Prefectural Building in Japan. I don't know what this is. 7 of Swords. Swords, I believe, is weeks. It is. 7 weeks. What are we at? July? This happened in 2014. We're in 2026. So maybe around September 23rd, 7 weeks before or 7 weeks after, something could come out. Oh, so the marshmallows are burning, this windmill is burning. See any more fire? I don't. Something like what would come out? What would come out? Ace of Pentacles. That somebody got paid. What would come out? Wow. So somebody might speak something during a betting game, or take a risk, take a loss, getting paid, lost money, betray somebody, rat somebody out. What did that other thing say? Sudden fortune may appear, or someone attains an important goal, but they might get tricked out of it. Let me get stickers. Campfire, casino. Two don't really go together. 7 weeks. 31. When/if Lars will the truth ever come out? 2 more. The letter, is that a C again? It is. Okay. So there's another C. Sarcasm Queen, another crown. Ear. Caution, slippery one. Tripping somebody? But these are usually out after the floor. I don't know if there's any in the footage. After the floor gets washed in these buildings, more roses. Somebody's name could be Rose. And then a boat. Is there a clock on there? Might be a porthole. But again, trafficking, shipping. Alright, thank you.